What's up guys, Ali Hey, the Bearded Ninja here. We're back in the Ninja Barn for another Ninja tutorial. This week we're going to cover the salmon ladder. I've had a bunch of you guys asking for some little bits of info and tips and techniques on how to do the salmon ladder and what I do myself personally. So, let's smash it. So, first things first, there's quite a few differences with salmon ladders I've noticed in loads of different places I've trained, where the rungs can be quite big, they can be further apart, they can be shorter, the bar can be heavy, they can have pads on it, it can not have pads. You know, there's a million different ways that a salmon ladder can be set up. I guess there's a lot of things that might put you off it, like the weight of the bar or the distance between the rungs. One thing I'd look for in a salmon ladder is kind of even spaces as best possible. The rungs big enough that you can really lock in, not too small so you're slipping out. And alternatively, the bar not being too thick, so you're almost like a scaffold kind of size, you know, bar where it's a little bit too thick. So you want to look out for these things and try and get one that suits you better. So potentially to start maybe smaller gaps, the rungs being, you know, maybe 4 or 5 inches, with a lighter bar with a little bit of padding. The sound can often put people off, the heavy noise of the banging against metal. So maybe pad your bars if it's going metal to metal, just so it dulls the sound. I know that can put a lot of people off. I hated the sound when I first did it. I don't know why, it just kind of freaked me out a bit way back. So these are all little things to remember. Obviously a nice light bar. This is just your standard actually cable insulation piping. It's only like 1 inch and it's pretty light. I use this one for the salmon ladder opposed to my flying bar where it's a lot heavier. As you can see, it's pretty bent, but it doesn't really matter. And padding as well, just to cushion the landing. It sometimes makes it harder to get out the rung, but besides that, it's pretty sweet. So let's get started. First things first, I like to show people all the different ways you can kind of go at salmon ladder. I've seen so many techniques. I'm going to cover a couple grip styles and ways to start off. So the first being is mixed grip, where you have one hand facing, one hand away. It stops the bar rolling out because you're opposing wrists. It also means you're doing a push-pull motion. Push with your tries in your left, and I'm pulling. I'm extending this with my forearms. But also when I go to pull down to then release, I'm using 2 different muscle groups, so you can kind of like get a little bit more boost from it. And of course your standard front, your wrist can roll with this, but when you bang it in, you're banging it straight in front. So there's advantages and disadvantages of both. So try it out, try and get used to one before you start switching it up. You don't want to build too much muscle memory and then realize actually you don't want to do that one. Once you get good at that technique, then you can start mixing it up with others. So the first thing I like to do with my students is just to literally get used to taking their weight on the bar. So stand next to it and then just drop, and get used to the idea that you have to catch your weight with a movable bar on a movable post. Super simple to start, but believe me, it kind of helps break you into it and it helps break the movement down for your muscle memory. So light little hops in. I'm starting to do a little more kind of like jumps into it. I'd often tell my students to drop to the knee and then jump up to it. So you're starting to replicate the movement. So I'm using my legs to actually jump, but it's the motion of getting past the rung into the rung above. That idea of having to pass something to lock the bar in often puts people off. So going from just standing above it and dropping in to going under it to dropping in, you're starting to break down the movement and you're also getting used to having to bypass the rung, which will then set you up for your second and your third and so on. So the next part of breaking down the movement is also thinking about getting from this one to the next one. So actually starting in your position in the rung below and then building up. For this, what you can actually do is jump again. So you're still using your legs, but all you're doing is actually coming out of the rung now and bypassing to get into the second one. Again, it's just baby steps into the movement, whatever way you choose, whether it's, you know, mixed grip or cross grip or front grip or whatever the hell you want to call it. Just get used to the technique you're going for. Now you're starting to release from rung to rung. The next stage is building up the strength. So of course if you feel like you're maybe lacking in the strength, make sure you're training things like you know, pull-ups, chin-ups, in order to get that power, but also you want to do them at a little bit of speed, so you've got that explosive, fast twitch fibers to actually get the air and knock the bar off. But this is the way to get yourself ready for the next stage, which is to really try and throw it and land it full body weight to rung. So now you're starting to get confident, you're starting to get better at getting up. Potentially you're landing maybe individual rungs and you're having to try and adjust, or you're hitting the bar, or you're landing them. The labour is still quite intensive, but as you're getting there and getting there, it starts coming together, and eventually you're going to be able to start banging them out one after another. The key here is to keep that muscle memory going. Once you start getting it, realise the technique, realise your confidence, and just go for it every time. Going up, going down, wherever you want to do it. You can train getting faster, so quick. You can train them again, the alternate grip to what you're used to. You can try them backwards. You can obviously, if you have another salmon ladder opposing it, you can practice gapping it. In time, it opens up a huge range of possibilities, but it also is one of the most famous ninja obstacles. You're even seeing it on the OCR circuits and all that stuff now. It's super famous and everybody knows it. It's one of those obstacles folk go, oh, that looks really tough. So you get it, it's definitely points in your bag. Great way to train as well. Obviously, really good for your grip strength in general, just your full body. It's getting a workout core, even your legs coming up to adjust and help you provide that momentum. So, hopefully guys, you found this a little bit useful. Please hit that sub button, and if you want to share this video on any of your other socials, that would be absolutely awesome. And I'll see you guys next time.